Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. My name is Karl Kemp. I represent several medical marijuana collectives. I have in this file 1,600 signatures from petitions gathered in the last 5 days. I have in this file 4 letters from landlords saying they will not release my clients from their lease based upon the ordinance that was passed, which created the process that requires them to have a binding contract. I appreciate the sentiments of the people who are here in favor of the amendment. I know many of them. They are Long Beach residents. They are smart. They are taxpayers. They are good people. They are also smart enough to have read the newspaper in the 6-month discussion that went on, and had they had the interest, come down to this council and make these lovely scenarios of children riding bicycles to libraries present for your consideration. We are almost 1 year from when this discussion started. There is no new information. Russian mafia, I know the facts on that. I don't question them. You were warned about Taliban and Hezbollah and the Chupacabra. And the police chief, I think on his first day, or very close to it, said he did not like this. Your invited guests from the DEA, the Sheriff's Department, who knows where, had an hour. They didn't even read your ordinance. You were well informed about whatever risks you will be talking about ad nauseum behind that rail today. And you still forced us into a binding contract through your ordinance. I have a long speech here. I'm not going to go through it all because you're going to hear from folks. I will simply say that I love this city. And I, like you, was exhausted by that last process. I'm a taxpayer. I paid my business license fees in this city. I don't want to see us lose a lawsuit that I don't believe is frivolous. Let's face it, there are some lawsuits that have been filed for various purposes, perhaps for the purpose of staying open long enough to continue to operate their operation. But this, your vote forcing people into an action, a legally binding contract, I think is a lawsuit that will have legs. For one client alone, that from your ordinance has 2 locations where they are paying rent, it's $750,000 for a 5-year lease that they had to enter into because they are a risky business. You made them get a partnership with their landlord. Multiply that times the number you want to get rid of. And that is what we are facing, about $15 million. I don't like the fact that they're going to be forced into an industrial area. I live in the 7th District. 1, 7, and 9 will be unduly impacted by this. It's not fair. It doesn't make sense. It starts the process all over again. Because I know time is coming up, I'm going to go down my list. You asked, the council has discussed and dismissed the 2 per district and the 18 citywide. Discussed and dismissed parks, libraries, and daycare centers. The bringer of this actually removed them. Discussed and dismissed limiting cultivation to industrial zones. Sales tax is already available at the state office. Security cameras are already in there, and we're happy to comply. We simply want to try what you have put together, and if it doesn't work, then let's come back. I thank you for your time and appreciate your work.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp.